Hi, my name is Jacyszyn, and I'm a curious mind who wants to meet interesting people. That's why this show is called What Do You Say with Anna J. So, should we go and meet somebody interesting? Hi there, and welcome to What Do You Say with Anna J. And I'm Anna J. My name is Anna Jacyszyn. So today, I am so excited because we are learning a little bit more of a spiritual, holistic side of people. And I have an Ayurvedic practitioner with me with her own practice right here called Okanagan Ayurveda. Welcome, Erica Mueller.
Oh, thank you, Anna, and thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
so we have met each other before, and we a long time ago I wanted you to how do you say it? Work on me or analyze me or
An assessment?
Assess me. Okay, that's a good one. I was just like, how do I say that? And you've always been on my thoughts because it's one of those practices that a lot of people still, after all these years, have no idea what it is.
No.
And so, what is Ayurveda? Let's just generalize this topic right now.
Okay. So Ayurveda is called the science of life. That's what Ayurveda means. Mm-hmm. And it's a practical application to how to live your life. So in Ayurveda, we have 3 doshas, okay, which are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha.
And a dosha is like a subject, a topic? What's a dosha?
It's a bioenergy, okay, in the body.
Oh, so we have doshas.
Yeah, okay. Every one of us do. But if I take a step back from that, in Ayurveda we believe the entire universe is made up of water, air, fire, space.
And it is.
Right.
Exactly.
So when I assess someone, I look at those elements, or panchamahabhutas, and the qualities that go with them to decide what that assessment looks like and who they are. So in Ayurveda, which makes it so unique, is we need to know who you are to be able to make a decision on what you should eat, how you should exercise, how much water you should drink. Everything is based on who you are. And that's a very unusual thing today because everything's so normalized.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So every single person to me is a completely unique individual that needs a completely unique Jacyszyn or needs a completely unique protocol to address their health, their conditions in their body.
Okay. So when you say that we're all so different, I mean, we have hands, we have feet, we have blood, we have chromosomes, and I know that each chromosome makes us individually look different, but is that the same kind of practice that you find you go deeper inside of how do you find and analyze us? Like our wrinkles, our hands, I know that you examined my tongue and looked at my eyes. So
right.
What is it about the tongue or the eyes that you can assess something?
Well, it takes an hour to an hour and a half to do an assessment.
It does.
And the major components are that I need to know who you have been throughout your entire life. And how I do that is when you answer questions, okay, I associate that to the elements.
Right.
Or to what's called gunas, or qualities. So they're like hot, cold, wet, dry. We have 20 of them.
Yeah.
When I put those all together in a package, I can now understand which elements are most predominant in you. Right. I can begin to understand where your conditions or diseases are going to show up. And I know how to start turning that around.
Wow. So after you've spent an hour and a half with us and you have asked us these questions, you've analyzed us, then you go to the next step. And do you, like, my fear is somebody saying to me, okay, well, you can never eat this again, or you can never have a touch of alcohol, or coffee is bad, because all those things it's inevitable. They're all things that we can't all live a pure life. So how do you put your practice into the real world where we do eat processed food and have coffee and drink alcohol? I promise it's tea. It's not alcohol. I'm not drink alcohol.
Depends on how sick you are.
Right. If I don't think that I'm sick, but there's improvements, which I already know.
Right. Well, and the thing is, I have not not seen improvement
Yeah.
when I change someone's diet if they have any kind of conditions. Because in Ayurveda, the number one thing we need to look at is digestion. So that's
Yes.
physical digestion and mental digestion in terms of how balanced they are in your body. You see, in today's world, what we do is we say bread's not good for us, or we're on an elimination diet, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But in Ayurveda, first we need to know what's going on with your digestive system mentally and physically, and how we need to correct that. Then we can decide what foods are good or not bad for you, right? So there's something called prajaprahara, which means a stain against intelligence.
Wow.
So what that means is you eat pizza, you feel bad, and you eat pizza again, right? So for me in Ayurveda, that's a path going towards conditions and disease.
Right.
So if you do it occasionally, it's fine. But if we continue to do behaviors that don't serve who we are,
Right.
So
we have to find out what's going on in here as well.
here and here, right?
Right.
Because we're body, mind, spirit connected, right?
Yeah.
So we work in conjunction with Mother Nature outside. Mother Nature does not let the sun come up whenever it wants to. Mother Nature does not drop leaves off the trees whenever it chooses to. There's a rhythm to everything, and we have forgotten that rhythm. We think that we are better than the rhythms of nature. So that, you know, I mean, we have addictions for food or whatever we happen to have, but we need to understand how we mentally have come up with those kind of belief systems.
Oh,
Because
I totally believe in that. That opens me up a little bit to thinking, because I forgot, and I really wanted to ask you these questions and not go back into my old notes, because this is about you. So I love that. So this maybe sound like a little trite question. How did you decide that this was going to be your life path and you were going to study it deeper? And you know, because I was just found out that you are now getting your doctoral program for Ayurveda medicine. So you've reached the pinnacle of this. So what was the little light inside here that made you go, this is my calling?
I didn't, it found me.
Really? How does that happen?
Well, I used to own Bikram Yoga Studios.
Oh, okay.
And from there, I went to training to become a yoga therapist. And from yoga therapy, I got introduced to some people that were into Ayurveda. And I'd known about Ayurveda years ago from Deepak Chopra and stuff like that. Right. But it really wasn't in the West then.
No. And it still isn't.
No. Well, it is, like in California. But most people I talk to don't know what Ayurveda is. And it's a shame, because Ayurveda is not about taking herbs. It's not about going to get supplements to fix your health, which is what we think about in the West all the time. It's just like, okay, I feel like this, let's go get a supplement, or let's go get a vitamin to fix the problem, or we'll, take a pharmaceutical. And I don't have anything against pharmaceuticals. We believe that everything has its purpose in a balanced way.
Of course, yeah.
Even allopathic medicine needs to work with us. But the problem is that we run into our inability to see who we are. So I teach online mindfulness courses because there's a way of understanding who you are, not your belief systems and your conditioning and what you want to put on your tongue. Because you see, in Ayurveda, the tongue entices you. Not that it's good for you, but that we have become addicted to certain kinds of patterns, and now we continue to do that, and we build up belief systems and reasons why we should do that, and we get sicker and sicker and sicker.
Yeah.
Right?
That's so true. My mother used to always say, what's on your tongue is in your heart. Because for words that I used to say, but when you said the tongue, it always seems to be any kind of sensorial feeling is Ayurvedic, I guess.
It's very, very much so. Because Ayurveda is not a religion.
No.
Just like yoga isn't, but it's built on 6 philosophical systems, right? And one of them is Sankhya philosophy that says that we need to balance our senses out, our sight, our taste, our smell, our touch, our hearing, to be able to keep ourselves healthy too. So Ayurveda is a really kind of simple, complex kind of science of everything about you. You need to know who you are first, and then everything about you can be adapted to helping you become healthier, helping you become more content, because psychological issues are becoming a huge, huge piece of North America. And part of it is that we're not content and we don't know who we are. And from an Ayurvedic perspective, we also need to understand that food makes us feel certain ways. Food gives us emotions, food gives us thoughts, and we use it very haphazardly.
Yeah.
Because everything you put in your mouth becomes who you are.
You are what you eat. You are what you eat.
And not just physically, but in your nervous system, in your mind, everywhere. And so we need to be very mindful of what we're doing sometimes.
See, I love that because that kind of puts into play, you were studying at Mount Royal, and while you were studying, this was before Ayurveda, you had the Thrive program that was designed specifically for cancer patients. And I know that we only have like a minute or so to go in, but I really wanted you to, I wanted to understand, and everybody here to understand the kind of the patterns that made you go from yoga to the Thrive to Ayurveda, because it really seems like what we were just saying about the whole. So can you just tell me just a minute about that, and then people can always Google you and find out more. But
sure.
Tell me a little bit about that, because that's interesting.
The Thrive
cancer, yeah.
The Thrive program. Yeah. When I sold my studios and I went to study at Mount Royal in Calgary, the Thrive program was a part of understanding yoga therapy, because yoga therapy is not yoga postures.
Yeah.
Right? That's what most people say yoga, they think yoga postures, right?
That's what I thought. That's why I wanted to ask you about it.
Yoga therapy is about yoga postures, but it's also about breath. It's also about mind. It's also about withdrawing the senses. Right. It's about a whole mantra. There's all different kinds, smell therapy, there's scent therapy, taste therapy. There's all pieces at play in a yoga therapy program. So for a Thrive program, when I was there, which was like 13 years ago, I learned some of the basics, but Ayurveda added a whole new level onto that.
Right, okay.
Because now not only do we understand how postural structure and things like that affect the mind and affect how cells grow, but now Ayurveda offered me an opportunity to be able to talk to people about food and lifestyle choices and how they sleep and how they exercise, because so many people over-exercise. I used to be one of them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to be right back, and Erica is going to assess me, I guess. I'll see you in a minute. Hi. I'm back with Erica Mueller, and she is an Ayurvedic practitioner who just got her doctoral in Ayurveda practices. And I said that so many times. And she's going to assess me now. Teach me, show me, what do I do?
Hi. An assessment isn't quite that easy.
Okay.
But I can do a few things, right?
Yes, I know, I understand.
I need to ask lots and lots of questions to actually understand who you are.
Right. But for the people out there, if they want to do a little self-assessment and they want to go, what do I need to do before I call you? I want to just learn a little bit more. So teach me that.
Okay. So one of the easiest things to do is look at your tongue.
Oh, okay.
In Ayurveda. I mean, I can tell lots of things about your face and lots of different things about who you are and what elements are in your body.
Oh.
But you have to study for a long time for that to happen. You can't just, a person can't just look in the mirror and go, oh, this is what it's going to look like, right?
So you can tell everybody, if bad or good. I honestly, I'm an open book. That's what I'm here for.
Right. Okay. Let me have a look. So can you stick it out a little further? Perfect. Okay. So I would look at it a few times if you came to have an assessment with me, but I can tell that you've got stagnation in your large intestine. You have an issue with your stomach.
I do.
Right. And you do not digest food completely. So what that means is, in Ayurveda, when you do not digest food properly, it's called ama, which is the toxic residue from food that your cells do not recognize and don't know what to do with.
Oh, wow.
So that's why digestion is so important for us, because if you do not digest food properly, then the cellular makeup of your body does not know how to pick that up. So it becomes like a sludge throughout your entire body, and cellular communication no longer happens the way it's supposed to. So when cells don't communicate properly the way they're supposed to, then stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
So from what I see on your tongue, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see also that you consume more earth and water foods than other foods. So maybe more processed food, more you like sweet things.
No, actually.
Oh.
That's funny because I'm not a sweet person, but I did have processed food yesterday. I cook absolutely 100% of my food.
Oh, I love it.
But
I love it.
I have been out for dinners, but I would rather cook my own because I have my garden and but I do like to have a glass of wine or 3.
Yeah.
And I'm not a candy person, but cheese and flatbread is like my comfort.
So in Ayurveda, there is no bad or good food.
Right.
So we don't see the world like that, right? We see, is that food good or bad for you, depending on whether you have issues with your digestion, you have a condition or disease in your body, or you don't.
Yeah.
So if I look at alcohol, or I
Yes.
look at coffee, they're very fiery, right? So if somebody has irritable bowel or acid reflux or ulcers of any kind of heating components in the
Right.
GI tract, those are no-no foods, because they're no-no foods because they have a lot of fire element in them.
Right. And what will you suggest on the side? What is a yes food for people that don't have that have too much fire? What's a cooling
Food?
food?
Well, we use spices a lot too. So like
Yeah.
fennel and coriander are really good for people that have a lot of fire in their digestive
Oh, okay.
system. Okay. So, when I make up a protocol, I will get them to drink cool coriander tea, right?
Isn't that interesting? Okay.
So that not only cleans out the urinary system, but it also cools down the fire element in your body. Coconut's really good for people that have a lot of fire in their system.
Yeah, I've always been told that that I have a problem with digestion from when I first saw you, maybe 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, I just started.
Yeah, when I first started, when I first saw you to just doctors and everything, it's always been there that I have a problem. So I get that right away. Is there something else that you look at when, or is there something that you wanted maybe to tell me what to do, doctoral?
It's not that easy in Ayurveda.
I know.
Because we're just not that normalized. People go to chapters and they buy a book and they read it, and then they're going to eat this diet or they're going to do that.
I know.
In Ayurveda,
It's so bespoke, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah.
literally you have to only for your designed for you, not
Right.
for anybody to share.
and part of it is that it's a journey for you.
Yeah.
People come and they want everything right away.
Instant gratification.
And that's not going to happen, because we need to slowly implement things, become mindful about what's working and what's not working, and then move a little bit further on. Like we always have a morning practice in Ayurveda, because a morning practice sets up your day, which means you don't get up and have coffee and look at your phone. That's the first thing that I ask people not to do. And I know people may not like that.
Yeah.
But it's what creates imbalance in the mind and
Right.
in the stomach instantly when you wake up in the morning. Now, if you're doing something that instantly causes problems first thing in the morning, what do you think the rest of your day is going to be like?
Right. That is so interesting. Okay. So just before we stop, can you give us 3 things that we should be aware of to do so we can at least feel like we are practicing some Ayurvedic ritual? So you said in the morning, rather than getting your coffee, going back to bed and checking your phone, What is something that we should think of to change that habit to do?
The first thing I suggest to people is they get up, they put cool water on their face, they scrape their tongue. Because what I do in my practice is I want to teach all of my clients how to be their own healer.
Right.
I don't
I love
want the
that.
job. They need to understand how to do that.
They
That
have to
does-
do their own job.
Right, and it
Yeah.
doesn't happen overnight, because we have different kinds of cleansing protocols for transition of seasons. Like we never cleanse on January 1st. Like that's destructive to the body from an Ayurvedic perspective, right? But so I always get people to start with one thing that they can do really easily, like
Right.
scrape their tongue, because they can start to see what's coming off their tongue, and I can teach them what that means and what they need to do to their diet.
Oh, that's interesting.
The other thing I ask them to do is to do some breathing, some pranayama.
Okay.
So that's from my yoga therapy practice. In yoga therapy and in Ayurveda, all the doshas have specific types of breathing that are better than other breathing, right? Just
Right.
like every dosha or every person's prakriti or constitution, because it is formed at conception. Who you are is formed at conception and it never changes. But what you do changes it. So we're trying to take you back to who you are.
Right.
So if you can learn a specific breathing pattern that works for you, not just the one in the latest book that you've seen or something you've read on the internet,
No.
but when you know how to define it for yourself, now you can start to heal the prana in your body. You can start to heal the whole system of vitality in your body.
And vitality is, especially at my age, I find myself, a lot of the ailments that I, like sports injuries and things, come and kick me in the butt now. And it's harder to get up in the morning, and I feel a bit tired, and I need some extra iron or something like that. So,
Right.
and these type of breathing, getting up, cool water,
Scraping your tongue.
scraping your tongue. That's, I have to remember. I always brush my tongue, but I
Don't do
don't.
that.
Yeah. So
You got
scrape,
bacteria on your toothbrush and then you,
and then you
not a good plan.
I do put boiling water on it just to say, but I do understand what that means. Okay. That's very interesting. Well, I am going to be back with Erica for our third segment of What Do You Say with Anna J with our questionnaire. So we're back for our third and final segment with Erica Mueller. Thank you for being my guest. Now, I have asked this same questionnaire to every single guest of mine, and everyone has a different answer. So let's see what you say. Are you ready to take the test?
Sure. I only read the questions once, so
I know. Well, I
don't
only
know
gave
if
them to you once, and I only want you to just like
try.
whatever you feel.
Okay.
So the best sandwich.
I don't eat sandwiches.
Okay, well, that's.
I mean, if I had a choice of a sandwich, it would be a vegetarian sandwich on rye bread with mayonnaise.
Okay, a vegetarian sandwich with rye bread. Okay, I'll
For most
remember to
people,
do that.
bread's very hard to digest.
Right. I do have sourdough. Is that okay?
Maybe, it depends on who you are.
Okay. That's true. Oh my gosh, I have
Please
to come and get
remember that.
assessed. What's the one thing that you own that you should really throw out?
My dining room table.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 45 years old.
It's an antique.
Starting to peel. Every single event in my family's life has happened at that table.
Oh, you can't throw that out.
But it's looking very bad now. Yeah.
Well, maybe I can come over and scrape it and renew it for you, because I like doing that for the furniture. Yeah. What is the scariest animal?
Scariest animal. Wow. For me, it
Yeah.
would be a bat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Usually it's mice, but yeah, I like that. Oh, apples or oranges?
Which is my favorite?
Apples or oranges?
Depending on what time of the year, both of them.
Oh, really? Okay, I accept that. Have you ever asked someone for their autograph?
No.
No, okay. What do you think happens when we die?
Oh, that's a very big question.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Say it in 5 words.
From an Ayurvedic perspective, we are just transitioning our energy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
My mom comes to me as a butterfly.
Yeah. Favorite action movie?
Top Gun.
Ah, good answer. You get one song to listen to for the rest of your life, and what is it?
I did think about this one. It would be the Gayatri Mantra.
Okay, what's the Gayatri Mantra?
Well, it's a mantra for healing
Yeah.
of yourself and the world. And it's a very interesting mantra because mantras in Sanskrit are mathematical languages that affect the brain in very different ways, in waves in the brain.
Okay.
And so the Gayatri Mantra is meant to heal.
And how do you
individuals.
spell it? How do you spell it so I can find?
Gaytri. I'll spell it for you after.
Okay, because I can put it on the bottom of the screen.
And can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
They've done studies where they have had 2 gardens, and one they played the Gayatri Mantra every day, and the other one didn't get it, and they got the same food, fertilizer, everything. The ones that got the Gayatri Mantra, the vegetables were bigger, better, more, and had more nutrients in them.
Okay, I'm finding that song. Favorite smell?
Sandalwood.
Least favorite smell?
Throw up.
I thought you would say something like bad breath or flat or sparkling?
Sparkling.
Yes. Most used app on your phone?
Oh. I don't use Facebook and Instagram very much.
No?
No.
So what do you use on your phone?
I use the Kerala app for all my doctoral classes.
All right, so that's the most used app.
Yeah.
Okay. Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
5 words. Ooh.
I know, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Healing, helping, loving, light, and laughter.
Oh, that's not hard. That's easy. That's you. What number am I thinking of right now?
6.
47. I don't know why I thought the 47. And last and final question, which relates to Kelowna. Do you think that Kelowna needs a new performing arts center?
Yes, I do.
You
Kelowna
do?
is growing. I think it would be a very good investment in the whole cultural and social aspects of Kelowna.
Thank you. Well, there you have it. Erica Mueller, thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having me.
We've learned a little bit of Ayurveda, and I've said my piece. What do you say with Anna Jay? Thank you very much for watching.